Hey you guys, what is up? What is happening? What is going on with you today? I am Ashley with AHM Artistry, and this is my third episode, I believe it is, using the Jeffree Star X Shane Dawson collab products. So today we are going to be focusing all up on the mini controversy palette. I'm going to be creating 3 eye looks using this one palette, and I'll pop up on the screen right here the looks I'm going to be creating. That way you can kind of get a feel for the vibe that we are going with. But this is my third session using this palette. I've used it 2 other times outside of this video, and we kind of get like a pretty good feel for this palette, the blendability and everything. We do run into a couple issues, and I have to utilize different brushes, different techniques and stuff. So I'm gonna try to, help troubleshoot those of you who are struggling with that as well. I honestly don't know if it's just me or if it's just this palette or if it's everybody or what. So we're gonna be doing that. If you've been running into those troubles, hopefully that helps you out. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say the most important part. They're coming back with the Unnamed Green Shade, and they're gonna call it Put It Back. If you didn't hear the news, you guys, they're gonna be putting it in here. I believe they're gonna be removing Cry on My Couch, move up Diet Root Beer, and then put the, what is it called? They're going to call it now Put It Back, but I still like calling it Unnamed Green Shade. So that's going to be included in the next relaunch or whatever, I guess. So if you're looking for that, there is that. But if you already own this palette, do not fret, because he did say that they're going to be selling it in a single once it's formulated and ready to go. I think probably, I'm guessing around March. I feel like I heard the March somewhere in there. I don't know if I'm making that up, but I'm excited about that. I honestly, it completely slipped my mind this week until just now, just this moment. I've already filmed the other looks, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, the green shade, you guys, the green shade. So I really want to know, you guys, when that green shade comes out. I'm 100% getting it. Let me know if you want to get it too. Do you want another video using that and this palette, or just by itself? Like, what do you guys want to see from me? What do you want to see from that green shade? Let's talk turkey, let's have some fun, and let's get excited, because I'm excited. Me personally, I think I'll probably like to pair that Unnamed Green Shade more with the Conspiracy palette, but I know that would have been way more difficult for them to redo. I think when they put the green shade in here, this might make more sense with Conspiracy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. That's a different conversation for another time. But we're going to be jumping into this video right now. If you are new to my channel, new to my face, new to this mug, I would love it if you would consider at any point in time in this video going down and hitting that little red subscribe button. That way you get notified when I post more videos, which is 3 times a week, but then you'll get notified when I post those videos at that time of day. And you can be one of the first to watch and hang out and comment and talk and chat. Enough jibber jabbing, enough about all of that. Let's dive into this palette right here and let's apply them all to my eyes. And if you want to see all that, if that sounds all good and dandy to you guys, then you know what to do. Sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Boop. Up first, I'm going to show you how I created the smoked out purpley eye look, and it is just so pretty, so quick, and so easy. Let's jump into it. All right, so I'm going to start off the same way I start off every eye tutorial, priming my eyes. So I'm gonna be using the ABH eye primer today and just sweep it all across the lid and kind of carve out my brows a little bit. And then I always gently kind of tap that out with my finger so it's not too thick and wet. So for setting the brow bone this time, this shade Cry on My Couch is just a smidge bit too dark for how I like to do my brow bone. So I'm just going to go in with my base shade. I'm going to use the Smashbox Hood Witch kind of crystally palette. I'm just going to use the base shade right there. Use whatever you would like to use. And I just go in and I gently sweep it right underneath the eyebrow just to set that whole brow bone area, because I like to let the pigments stick to the actual primer for the rest of the look. Now I'm going to be doing that same exact technique for the next 2 eye tutorials too, so we don't have to go into it every detail for with each look. It's the same steps. Okay, all right, so let's go in now straight away with my apology, you guys. So I put up on my IG stories, it was yesterday, but a little later than the time this is uploaded, but I was putting up on IG stories like, hey, what color scheme do you want me to play with the most? Which colors do you really want me to play with? Combinations, type of style eye look, and all of that. The number 1 request, 100%, was my apology. This one right here. Everybody wanted to see that one in action. You know what? I want to too, because this was one that was kind of odd when I was using it. It's kind of like that weird, somewhat metallic-y but somewhat matte type of formula, and I kind of want to get to the bottom of it. So I will try taking my little packing brush, and I'm going to pack the shadow right onto that, and hopefully that'll work nice. And I'm going to just fill in the whole mobile lid. Okay, All right, that's working good so far. You know, that is a really pretty and a really unique shade, I will admit. I might have tried to use more of like a plasticky synthetic brush, kind of like my, you know, crease and my cutting brush that I do, and it wasn't working on that because it looks like it's gonna be a metallic-y shade. And it kind of is. It just doesn't, it doesn't cooperate like a metallic one would. It works almost more like a matte. Sometimes when I use this brush for true metallic shades, it's kind of weird. So that's interesting, definitely interesting. So I'm gonna take that shade and kind of round it out almost, because we're gonna be blending some colors here in a minute. Okay, now I want to blend a little tiny bit and soften that line with itself. So I'm gonna take my little blending brush from the BH Cosmetics Rose Romance set, gently dip into that same shade. Since it's kind of acting like a matte, this should work. I'm gonna gently buff on that edge. But I don't wanna go up too high because I'm gonna be putting a different color there, but I also don't want like a hard line. So doing this little blend should help. Bring it down here to blend out. Now I would like to blend out with Controversy. I know it's a little bit dark, but we're gonna go in with a light hand. So I'm gonna tap off very, very well. Now I switch to my Luxie 121 mini tapered blending brush. And I'm just gonna gently blend it, like tiny, tiny motions, right onto the edge right here. And let's just focus it on this one side. I mean, that side too, but just on that kind of section, and then I'll go in with a different color over there. Also, I'm taking this same shade and I'm kind of bringing it into that crease to make sure that those two colors are really blending together. Now for the inner corner crease lid thingamajig, that rhymed. I'm gonna take Diet Root Beer right here. I could take Exposed, which I think would look really, really pretty too, but I think I'm gonna go with Diet Root Beer. I'm just feeling like a different kind of vibe. Something very conspiracy palette looking, very mini controversial palette looking. I wanna get the vibe of this palette on my eyes. So I'm gonna take it right into this corner right here. Ooh, that's turning into a really cool corally shade up against that My Apology one. And just make sure when you're blending it to gently blend it into that color. Don't like really go ham because you don't want it to turn muddy. Just do a little gentle blend into that My Apology shade. It's subtle, but it's cool. I like it. Okay, now I'm gonna take my base shade again, just soften that blend even further since those shades are so dark that I want to make it a little bit of a gentle blend. So it's kind of like a reverse blending. I'm just taking this flat kind of fluffy packing brush with the base shade and I'm going to gently sweep it under the brows and do little blends into that shadow just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. Since I didn't have like that exact transition shade, we're kind of making our own, baby. And then taking it into the inner corner as well. All right, this is looking really cool. Now the thing is, you can go in with so many different shades in the lower lash line to like completely transform the look. I'm really digging the purple because I think it kind of connects to the top nicely. The blue, you guys, that is really cool. That is really, really neat. I think I'm gonna save that. You know, not save it, but I think I'm going to be playing with blues a lot in the next tutorials. Haven't done them yet, I'm just assuming. So I'm not going to do that. And then, of course, you could do the same My Apology shade and keep it really deep and smoky. Or you could do like the light purple. But I don't think it's going to come up enough on my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with Controversy. And I might blend it out with Exposed, actually. Let me lay down Exposed. I want to play with that. Now I'm gonna take this little angled brush, go into Controversy, and lay it down as close to the lash line as I could get it. Then I'm gonna go back in with Exposed and make sure that's nice and blended. Smoky, and I like it. All right, I'm gonna try using my boyfriend's purse. I didn't have a good experience with it the first time I tried to use it, but let's try today. Let's try with this one, although I probably shouldn't use a synthetic brush. I want to pop it on the inner corner. It's all right. Tell me why these these look so matte. I'm not a big fan of this shade overall, but it's working right now because it's in such contrast with everything else that it works. Not like enough bling for my inner corner, but whatever. So for liner, I'm gonna use the Marc Jacobs High Liner just in my upper waterline. I am almost out of that, and I am not looking forward to buy another one. It's like a $25, $28 eye pencil. Ugh, don't run out. And then I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Glide On liner, which is much better value, like $5. And I'm gonna put it right onto the lower lash line. And this is in the shade Paradise Purple. And then for the top lid, I'm just gonna go in with a felt tip liquid liner. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner, and I'm just gonna kind of, not tight line, but just do a regular line. I'm not gonna do a wing or anything. All right, so this is the eye look without lashes. Obviously the rest of my face makeup either. Just wanted to show you guys that because sometimes people just want to see the look with just mascara. I used the CoverGirl Exhibitionist for this today, but I am gonna go throw on some lashes and the rest of my face makeup, and I'll show you how everything looks together. All right, you guys, here is the completed look all done up for you guys to see and check out. I'm really liking that shade, My Apology. It really surprised me. I'm so excited to be able to make it work. And for those of you guys interested in knowing, I use the Eylure Jasmine Brown Lashes in JB Dramatic. And then for my lips, I went ahead and used the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte Liquid Lipstick in Slay and the Buxom Lip Polish in Dolly. And I'm gonna pop up on the screen right here what this look looks like with a little bit of glitter in the inner corner. I used the ColourPop Lovebird palette, the pressed glitter in Cheap Cheap, because I just wanted to kind of amp it up a little bit and show you guys what that would look like, because I just feel like this needed just a little something. If you have a pressed glitter or something like that you don't mind using on your eye area, then you could try to do that. And I did that because my boyfriend's purse shade, it's just not doing it for me. It's like a gray matte with this weird kind of satiny, like it wants to be a metallic, but it just ain't. It's a pretty gray. Maybe it would work better if you use it kind of like a matte shadow, almost like how we used My Apology. So I'll have to play around with that one, but just for the inner corner, it's not taking me there like the pressed glitter like really is pizzazz. So enough about this look right here. Let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. Now, I had a lot of requests to play with these blue shades, so that's what we're doing on this next look here. We come into a couple snafus and we try to like work around it and make the best of what we got. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching. We're gonna jump into it right now. All right, already primed and prepped just like the last eye look. Now I'm gonna go in with Flat Earth right away right here, and I'm gonna take it on a little packing brush, but it's kind of like a fluffy one. So I'm gonna take it right there, like there, like that, right like that, and I'm gonna pop it in first up here because I'm gonna be blending first in that crease area. This shade I do need to build up a smidge bit or else it's a little too white. If I build it up a little bit though, I can kind of see the blue pigment coming through. I'm gonna lay it down right onto the lid, taking it about, how far do I want to go? I guess to almost half my eyelid. I can always blend in a little further for the deeper colors if I want to, but I want to create that like blown out blend. I'm going to take this, bring it around the inner corner, and then down here on the bottom. Same thing, about halfway through. Now I'm gonna take Canceled, this one right here, and let's see how that pigment is, baby. I'm gonna pop it first on the crease, like I said, so I can blend it. Woo! Party on my eyelids. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and right here. And then I'm gonna, since I have this brush, I'll put it a little bit right here too. And then I'm going to blend out that shade. Okay, now I'm going to take this little packing brush and take that same shade and I'm going to bring it down to the lid just to connect to my lash line. Now I'm going to take this little tiny blending brush and just make sure that edge is blended into that light pastel blue. Little tiny back and forth motions. Now I'm gonna go in with the Simulation. This is like one of those metallic-y matte ones. It's like not quite metallic, but not quite matte. So let's see how it performs. I'm gonna take it onto the outer V of my eye. Shade's looking a little patchy, isn't it? Now again, I'm going to gently blend that shade right into the other one we laid down. Or I'm going to try. I'm going to try to. It's not blending into the other color very nicely. Maybe I need to go in with a smaller brush. Let me take this one. Okay, a little better. Itty bitty tiny motions. Okay, that's going on much better now. Yay, okay. Got nervous there for a sec. You know, I do need it to blend still though, a little bit up top. So let me try to use this brush and try to blend it up here. Maybe I'll take a little bit of my base shade to blend it. Okay, that's working. Okay, good, good. Making some progress. Since this shade, the Simulation, is slightly metallic, kind of like my Apology, I'm going to try using my finger and see if that helps to pack it onto the lid right here. It's a small space, so I don't really like to do that, but maybe it'll work better that way. A little bit. It's bringing out the metallic vibe a little bit more. It's just hard to get into the little spaces, you know, when you use a shade like that. Okay, I'll just do that and then I'll blend back out with the Canceled. Canceled kind of looks turquoise against that blue. How interesting. Yeah, this shade almost does better when you actually wipe it on, which is, it's hard to do on your eyelid, but like this motion where you like smooth it out, it almost brings out the metallicness of it, which is very interesting, but it does work. Yeah, that's a lot more intense now. Okay, I need to try to do that on the lower lash line too. I'll try my synthetic feeling brush. All my brushes are synthetic, but this one is like that plastic feeling. I'm gonna try doing that smudgy wipe down here. Working okay, not as good as my finger, but it's really hard to get in that area with a finger, especially with these. I'm just gonna go in and fine tune a little bit now with the Canceled shade and, you know, a little bit all around. I'll just go through and see if there's anything I need to kind of touch up and re-blend out. I'm taking this liquid liner from ColourPop, the ColourPop BFF liquid liners. I think it's BFF. This is the shade Curzy, which is crazy, C-R-Z-Y. It's a deep blue shade, and I'm just gonna do like a little tight line up on my upper waterline. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to use the LA Girl Glide On Liner in Royal Blue and then the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. I haven't used this bad boy in a while. So I'm going to first take the LA Girl, pop it onto the corners, just where we laid down those more pigmented blue shades. And then I'm going to take the Milk Stick right here. Alright, just threw on some mascara. So this is what the eye look looks like without any falsies, because I know some of you guys like to see that. I'm going to go ahead now and do the rest of my makeup and throw on some falsies to complete this little looky poo. Be back in a sec. Alright, look is all complete, and I'll pop up on the screen right here so you can see all the details and everything. I really like how this turned out. Everything ended up blending out okay after we had a couple little challenges, so that is good that we kind of figured out a way. I think working the metallic in with your finger was the best bet, and then very, very gentle little tiny brushes are what blended. This brush that usually doesn't ever let me down wasn't working out for that shade in particular. The Simulation canceled and everything worked fine, but the Simulation was a little bit tricky. So I'm just overall kind of having some troubles and some challenges with those metallic-y matte shades. They're definitely unique and different, and that's not exclusive with this mini controversy palette. That goes for my conspiracy palette as well. If you guys missed that video, then you would know, but you know, it's just kind of odd, just kind of weird, kind of have to get used to that. But if you want to know the details on the rest of the stuff that I used today, I used the Kiss lashes in Corset for this fluffy lash, and then for the lips, I gotta be honest, I used way too many things because I was trying to like, I don't know, I was trying to coordinate and stuff, and I just kept adding and adding and adding. But if you still want to know anyways, even though it's way too much, I used the Too Faced Melted Matte in Cool Girl. I also used Jeffree Star Mannequin. Yes, it's still in the box. That's just what I like to do sometimes. And then I use the Too Faced lip injection to get a little plumping action. And then I topped a little bit with the Too Faced Sugar Plum High Shine Sparkling Lip Gloss. This is from the holiday set from Too Faced, the You Better Not Pout, but if you do, keep it glossy set. Totally obnoxious name, but that's what it's from, and that is the look. So we got one more look to do today. Let's go ahead and jump into that now. For the last look today, I'm gonna be dipping into Controversy. Yay! A much requested purple shade in the palette that I'm gonna be using, and we're gonna be doing a little cut crease. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Eyes are all primed and prepped, and I actually went ahead and did the rest of my makeup minus my eyes and lips because no reason in particular. I just felt like it. I was washing off the whole blue look and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my makeup right now and go for it because I haven't really had any fallout yet. So hopefully there won't be any with this one. Not that I can remember any fallout though. Okay, but so yes. Oh yeah, and I'm also wearing my robe because it's freezing. It's not 6 a.m. This is not 6 a.m. Ashley. It's later than that, but I'm really cold. So I'm putting it on and I'm being cozy. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Exposed, this one right here, and I'm going to use it as my transition shade right up over the crease. That is a really pretty transition shade. I like that. Blend it out nicely. I'm going to take my smaller blending brush and dip into Controversy, which is the purple shade, ladies and gents. Let's do this. Let's pack this on to the crease. Ooh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Wow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and take Controversy again, this time on a little packing brush, and I'm gonna pack it onto the outer corners of my eyes. The easiest part of this look. Done. Okay, and now I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. You can use a concealer, whatever you want to use for this part. I'm gonna cut a crease. All right, I'm gonna work on one eye at a time because yeah, when I blink, I'll get concealer transferred on top or eye primer or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that same brush, clean it off, and I'm gonna dip first into Exposed. And I'm gonna blend that out into the edge of the purple. Now I'm gonna attempt to take my boyfriend's purse and put that on. Because I kind of want to create something kind of interesting. Yeah, see, it's just not. This is kind of my last attempt at using this shade. It just not is what it is. Let me get some spray. Okay, I'm gonna take my Tarte Stay Spray and spray that on my brush and dip into my boyfriend's purse again. Let's see if we can make this work. That's a little bit better. Oh, actually, that's a lot better. Okay, you can definitely see it now. Weird. That shade is so freaking weird. It's so odd. Do you have this palette? And if so, do you struggle with some of these metallics like I do? Did I just get a weird palette? Is it me? What is up? You know what? I'm gonna take Exposed again and pop it into the inner corner to create like a little purpley glowy moment. And then blend it a little bit back up into here. I'm gonna take that same packing brush and just make sure that this purple corner is nice and blended into the cut crease we just did. I'm gonna do the other eye up until this point, and then we will do the lower lash line just a sec. I'm gonna take Controversy again, this little angled brush, and put it on the lower lash line. Obviously, making sure to connect it into the corners. And now taking a little tiny blending brush and blending it out. Easy peasy. All right, now for liner, I'm gonna take the NYX Faux White in, what is this? Live-In Pastel. No, this isn't the Faux White, it's my mistake. This is the Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme. Oh, this is a lip liner. Well, whatever. I'm gonna try to use it as an eyeliner. That is a long freaking name. Holy cow, NYX. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna put that on the waterline. That's lip liner, but you know what? Whatever. I'm being crazy, okay? Do at your own risk, okay? Own risk. Now I'm just gonna take the ColourPop liquid liner and the black, which is called Numero Uno, and I'm just gonna tightline my upper eyelid. Maybe. I might make it thicker. We'll see. We'll see in a sec. All right, this is with mascara too. Threw on some mascara while I was doing that. That's what the lashes and everything, that's what the whole eye look looks like without false lashes. You guys know the drill. This is my third look in this video. I'm gonna go pick some lippies and put on some fake lashes, and we'll wrap up this sucker. Be back in a sec. All right, rest of the look is all complete, and if you want to know a couple little details for eyelashes, I used the House of Lashes in Allura this time. For my lippies, I went in with the Milani Satin Matte Lippy in Luxe. This is like my favorite all-time liquid lipstick shade, especially at the drugstore. And then I topped a little tiny bit with the Too Faced Lip Gloss in Peppermint Bark. Again, this is from the You Better Not Glossy something or other holiday kit. And I just did that because I want a little bit of shine, a little bit of gloss. So I like how this turned out. It's actually pretty simple, pretty easy, but it looks a little bit more dramatic, especially with these lashes. Pigmentation on that Controversy shade is amazing. The exposed shade, at least on my skin tone, it's not super apparent. It's very slight. You have to be a little bit up close. I'm not even sure if it's picking up in camera, honestly. But as a transition shade, it worked out very nicely. I'm still kind of mad at my boyfriend's purse, but not as mad. I think we got it to work using the Tarte Stay Spray or whatever setting spray, or maybe even water. Mix it in on like that plasticky type of synthetic brush with that, and then it applied, and it still has a little bit of shimmer to it. I just think overall, some of these metallic shades are just weird in both palettes. So yeah. All right, that is it for my 3 looks, 1 palette tutorial video using the Jeffree Star X Shane Dawson Mini Controversy palette. And let me know how you guys are liking this palette so far, if you own it, or if it's something that you were wanting to pick up. Why? What is drawing you to this palette? I really want to know. Me personally, I think that overall, this palette, it's hard for me to be creative with. I really had to like pull out and think of some things, because on my skin tone, I'm like a light to light medium skin tone. Flat Earth and Exposed just don't pack a punch. They almost look prettier in the palette than they do actually blended onto the skin, probably because of the contrast of the black packaging, I'm not sure. So it's hard to use that and utilize those shades in a 9-pan palette. Same thing with Crayon My Couch. It's just one of those shades that doesn't work for a transition shade on me, and it doesn't work as a base shade either, so it's not really a necessary shade. My boyfriend's purse, you guys heard me talk about it this whole time, and even in the original first impressions video, so I think you kind of get the idea of that. I do really like My Apology. I was skeptical of that one. I was worried, but packing it on with that brush, even though it's like this weird matte metallic shade, it worked really nicely, and it was really pretty, and I really enjoyed that first look that I did. I love Diet Root Beer, and I love it in Conspiracy. I know they doubled up and have 1 in each, and I love that shade. It's like one of my favorite neutral shades ever, because it just blends so nice, and it has pigment. It's beautiful. Love Controversy. The 2 blue shades, Canceled, I absolutely love. It's super easy to work with, blends beautifully, but the Simulation I was disappointed in, because I thought when I did my first impressions look, or maybe I used it a different day, it was okay and everything was going fine, and I was really optimistic about it, but then when I went to use it today, it was kind of like a patchy mess, and I was disappointed, and I had to really use like certain brushes only, and the ones that usually work didn't work, so that was a little bit weird. I didn't love that. So overall, would I personally purchase this palette again? I probably would not, because it's very different vibe than the Conspiracy. They almost seem like they don't go together because the color stories are so different. I like how the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, the mini Jawbreaker, still feels like a piece of the puzzle. To each their own, whether you like this palette or not. Please do not take it as like, I don't think it's a good palette. It's just my personal preference. I personally just don't use blues a lot. I love that purple, but the purple that is in the Jawbreaker and the mini Jawbreaker, I actually love even more. This one kind of blends out pink, which is really pretty, and I like it. It's just not my overall favorite. So I think, you know, if I can only use honestly like 3 shades out of the 9-pan palette, probably wouldn't buy it again. You know what I mean? But anyways, I hope that this video was informative and helpful in either helping you work with the palette if you already have it, or decide whether or not you want to purchase it for yourself. If you are new here, new to my face, new to my channel, new to this mug, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. That way you get notified when I post more videos, which is about 3 times a week. But that's enough of that. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope that every single one of you guys out there have a great, freaking awesome, wonderful, beautiful day. All right, my fam bam who's stuck with me through all of these Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star videos that I've done, it is time. I have to take down the Conspiracy backdrop. I'm so sad. This is like the best backdrop that I've ever done, and I'm really proud of it, and I really like it, and I'm so sad to take it down, and I don't know how I'm gonna top this, but I gotta think of something. or else this just might be the peak of my backdropness of all my videos. Oh, say goodbye. Bye. Bye, backdrop.